except they're allowed from 9 to 11 on July 4th and 9 to 11 on the Saturdays and Sundays preceding July 4th and following July 4th. I don't know how they can make that any more difficult instead of just making a straight time, but that's how they've done it. And then again, the December 10th to January 3rd, they're going to allow it from 9 to 10, except on December 31st, you can fire them from 9 in the morning all the way till 12:30 a.m. the next day, so you can ring in the new year with a bang. And then the Saturdays and Sundays preceding and following December 31st, it's 9 to 11, just like between June and July. Now, discharging of the fireworks may be suspended by a fire chief during a burning ban or when dry conditions exist, so we do have the right, if we implement a burning ban, to say, hey, no fireworks right now. Violation of the shooting part can result in a citation and fine. Those fines run around $250. They're a simple misdemeanor. Through our discussions, we've decided to leave that to officer discretion after talking with the police department. I think to say zero tolerance, so if you shoot on July 9th, you're going to get a ticket, is a little tough this first year. We're going to have to tell people, hey, here's what the rules are. And then if we have to come back to your house, you might get a citation because you've been informed. But I think starting out here this first year, people are going to be doing it because they know, if they've heard they can do it, and they're not going to realize the dates and time that were in that law. So that's what we're proposing. We're looking for any other input you might have. There's a lot of cities scrambling right now to write new ordinances and things because they don't have the codes adopted or they don't have enforcement officials and things like that. You guys are a little ahead of the ball game, as normal with other things in our city, that we've already got things in place. We knew this might be coming a year ago when it almost passed and stuff, so we already had a feasibility fee for our time to go out and look at these buildings and things. But this is expected to generate about $1.5 million for the state. That's why they rammed it through so fast, I think. They will say it wasn't because of the revenue, but we were trying to push for it to be in 2018, so we had time for other cities to get their public hearings in if they needed, or new ordinance established, and it's already June 1st, and the fire marshal hasn't even got the permit features done yet, so we'll see how that goes. But don't be surprised if you have Walmart or somebody like that that wants to sell fireworks. It's already in a sprinkled building. Depending on how much of their building they use for the product is what they pay in a license fee. So if you use 50% of your building, it's $1,000 for your permit. If you use less than that, it might be $500. It's all spelled out in the code. Now, the last thing I will touch on is, if anybody wants to do the bigger shows like we do on the 4th of July with the actual 3 or 4 inch mortar rounds that go in tubes, that still has to come through my office and to you folks for a permit for shooting display fireworks. What this shooting is, it allows the novelty fireworks, the first class, second class fireworks like bottle rockets, Roman candles, firecrackers, that sort of thing. It does not include the okay for everybody to go out and shoot 4 or 5 inch mortar rounds up into the air in a residential neighborhood. Okay, so I'm going to make that clear. Display fireworks are different. They're more classified, more like explosives than the novelty stuff that we're talking about here in this law. Questions?
Questions for Dave? Thank you very kindly, Dave.
Thank you. Did I have extra ones of those? So I can give media and everybody those. You can sell flowers and fireworks and do it all, buddy, right out.
Okay, moving on.
Thank you.
One FYI, Lamar's Housing Committee is meeting at 7:30 tomorrow morning.
Jason.
Update you on 3 processes we're going through right now. Water superintendent, you're all aware Gail Sitzman gave his notice of retirement, so we've been going through the process of finding his replacement. We've done the advertising, received applications, just completed the interview process this morning. Next few days, we'll do the finalizing of the decision on that, on filling that spot, make the offer, and then a start of July 1st was our tentative schedule. Police chief, Stu Deckinga, also gave his notice of his retirement. So we're going through that process. We're advertising through the end of this month and receiving applications through the end of this month. You're all aware that we've hired Jeff Kaler with Kaler Consulting to help us through this process. As I receive applications and resumes, I forward those on to Jeff. He will, once the deadline has ended for the 31st, he'll spend some time going through all that information, narrowing his candidates down to about 10. Then we'll get together as a city and a public safety committee and take his recommendations along with all those applications and basically narrow it down to our top 5. And then from there, hoping to make an offer by July 7th and then a start of a new chief by August 7th to the 15th, somewhere there. Handbook, you're all aware I also hired Jack Reed to help us with updating our handbook along with a lot of other things, human resource information, job descriptions. I've supplied information along with staff to Jack for his review. He's put some of that together, emailed it back. We just had a meeting with him yesterday to go over a rough draft of a portion of it. And the schedule for that would be a final draft to council, hopefully by July 6th. It's still pushing it, but we'll see if it can still get done by then. Then at that point, we distribute that to all employees where they read it, hope they read it, sign it, acknowledge that they've received it at least, and then that whole thing will become effective August 1st.
Any questions? Gives everybody kind of an update of where we're at, what we're doing, and how we're doing it. Entertain any questions? If not, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
Second.